Okay, let's unpack this. You know that feeling when you're speaking English and something just feels a little off,
Uh-huh.
like a musical note that's almost right, but not quite. Or maybe you've heard someone say something and thought, huh, I wouldn't say it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's often those little recurring things, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today, those common English language learning quirks that can make your sentences sound, well, less natural and sometimes even lead to confusion.
And you know what's really interesting is that noticing these, that's actually a good sign. It means your ear is getting sharper.
Right?
Our aim isn't to, point fingers or anything. It's more about shedding light on them so you can kind of sidestep these linguistic potholes with more confidence.
Totally. For this deep dive, we've gathered a bunch of real-world examples of those little stumbles we all make or hear. We're going to explore why they might sound a bit strange. Our mission is pretty straightforward. Give you practical insights, ways to spot and fix these common errors. Think of it like adding that final polish to your English.
Helping you speak more fluently, more naturally, and it matters, right? These seemingly small things, they can be the key to really leveling up.
Yeah, the difference between just being understood
Yeah.
and really sounding natural in the conversation.
Exactly.
All right, let's dive right in. First up, those sneaky little words, prepositions. Tiny, but powerful.
Oh, yeah. They tack punch.
So take in a hospital versus at a hospital. What's the deal there?
Well, usually if you're just going there maybe for an appointment or visiting someone, at the hospital is generally better. In often implies you're inside as a patient. At treats it more as a location, a place of activity.
Oh, okay. Subtle difference.
It is. It clarifies what you mean. And think about time, too. We say on the weekend, right?
Yeah, not on the weekend. That sounds weird.
Exactly. It's just how it's evolved. Or you're in London, a big city,
Right.
but you're at the airport, a specific point. It's about the scale, the specificity.
And it's not just location and time, is it? What about prepositions that stick to verbs, like interested?
Oh, yeah, those pairs. You're interested in something, never on.
Right.
You're good at a skill. You're afraid of spiders, maybe.
Hopefully not.
Huh. But yeah, those pairs, they almost act like one unit. You kind of have to learn them together.
So it's about learning the common combinations, the collocations.
That's a huge part of it. Sometimes there's no deep logic. It's just what sounds right, what's established, getting those down. Big step towards sounding more native.
Okay, good tip. Moving on to time stuff.
Okay.
And oh boy, the classic since versus for mix-up.
Ah, yes. Very common.
So since is for a specific starting point, yeah.
Like since 2022.
Exactly. A point in time when something began. But if you're talking about how long something lasted, the duration,
Like 2 years.
then you need for. For 2 years. So hearing, I've been living here since 2 years. That's the mistake. Right. It should be, I've been living here for 2 years. Because 2 years is a duration, a length of time.
Precisely. Think since, start point. For duration.
So I've lived here since 5 years is also wrong.
Yep. Should be, I've lived here for 5 years. Or you could say I've lived here since 2019, if that was the start year.
Gotcha. And what about I've been waiting since 2 hours?
You might hear it, but I've been waiting for 2 hours. Sounds much more natural to most native speakers. Again, 2 hours is a duration.
Okay. Same logic for work then. I've worked here since 3 years.
Incorrect. It's I've worked here for 3 years, or I've been working here since 2021, giving that specific start point.
Makes sense. Start versus span. Got it. Now, what about subject-verb agreement? This feels fundamental.
It is making sure your verb matches your subject singular or plural.
Like Jack's sentence in the notes. The team are working? That sounds a bit off to me.
It usually does, yeah. Even though team is a group of people, we often treat it as a single unit acting together. So the verb should be singular too. The team is working.
Okay, so words like team, committee, family, usually singular verbs.
Generally, yes, especially in American English when they're acting as one body. British English can sometimes be a bit more flexible. You might hear the team are, but is usually the safer bet.
Good to know. All right, another big one. Adjectives versus adverbs.
The holy ending often gives it away, but not always.
Right. So adjectives describe nouns, people, places, things, and adverbs describe verbs, actions, or other adjectives or adverbs.
Exactly. So if someone says, she sings beautiful.
My grammar alarm goes off.
Yeah. Beautiful describes how she sings, the verb. So you need the adverb.
Beautifully. She sings beautifully.
Precisely. Getting that right just adds that extra layer of, precision.
Okay, next up, double negatives. Like, I don't know nothing.
Oh, yeah. You hear this sometimes. And you understand the meaning, usually.
But it's not standard English, right? The two negatives kind of cancel each other out.
Technically, yeah, it can sound like you do know something. The clear, standard way is, I don't know anything.
One negative is enough.
Exactly. Keeps it clear.
Okay, let's tackle a pair that gets swapped all the time. Borrow and lend.
Oh, constantly.
So Emma's question, can you borrow me some money? Common mistake, right?
Very common. You need to remember the direction. You borrow from someone, you receive it.
Okay, borrow, take.
And you lend to someone, you give it.
Lend, give. Got it.
So the correct question is, can you lend me some money?
Or if I want the money, can I borrow some money from you?
Perfect. Or even just, can I borrow some money? The from you is often implied.
So, can you borrow me a pen is also wrong.
Yep. Can you lend me a pen?
I borrowed him my book.
Nope. I lent him my book. Lent is the past tense of lend.
Okay.
Okay.
Borrow from, lend to. Seems simple when you put it like that.
It does, but easy to mix up in the moment.
Totally. Okay, verb tenses again. Past simple versus present perfect. Tom's example. I visited Paris last summer. Why is that wrong?
Because last summer is a specific finished time in the past.
Right, done and dusted.
Exactly. When you have those markers last summer, yesterday, in 2010, you need the simple past tense.
So just, I visited Paris last summer.
Precisely. The present perfect, have visited, is more for experiences without a specific time or things that connect to the present.
Okay, so I have been to the store yesterday is also out.
Definitely. Yesterday nails it to the past. So, I went to the store yesterday.
And I finished my project last week.
Should be, I finished my project last week.
I have seen her yesterday.
I saw her yesterday.
I have gone to the store yesterday.
Still, I went to the store yesterday.
Yeah.
That specific time marker forces the simple past.
Got it. Specific past time. Simple past. Okay, let's shift gears to much versus many.
Countable versus uncountable nouns. This trips people up a lot.
So, much is for things you can't easily count, like water, sugar.
Yeah, water, sugar, time, information, furniture, things you generally see as a mass or concept.
And many is for things you can count, like books, people, ideas.
Exactly. Things you can put a number on. 1 book, 2 books. So saying there's much people.
Incorrect. Should be there are many people.
Correct, because you can count people. 1 person, 2 people.
What about Jennifer's mistake? I have a few money.
See, money is generally uncountable. We don't say 1 money, 2 monies.
Right.
And few is for countable nouns. So it should be, I have a little money.
Yeah. Little for uncountable. Few for countable.
Exactly. And same for Peter's. I have many furniture. Furniture is uncountable.
So I have much furniture. Or a lot of furniture.
Both work. Or several pieces of furniture, if you want to be specific, but not many furniture.
Okay. Yeah, questions. Sarah's, how many water?
Wrong. Water's uncountable. How much water?
But how much people is wrong.
Yes. People are countable. How many people?
And how much books?
Should be how many books.
Okay. And Laura's, I don't have much friends.
Friends are countable. I don't have many friends.
And Emma's, I don't have much books.
Books are countable. I don't have many books.
So the test is, can I count it? 1, 2, 3. If yes, use many or few. If no, use much or little.
That's a really solid rule of thumb.
Great. Okay, what about the phrase look forward to? David's email example. I look forward to hear from you.
Yes. This feels almost right, doesn't it?
It does, but it's wrong.
It is. After look forward to, you need the ing form of the verb, the gerunds.
So I look forward to hearing from you.
Exactly. Think of the to in look forward to as behaving like a preposition here.
Like interested in learning.
Precisely. Prepositions are usually followed by nouns or gerunds, ing forms.
Okay, that's a good way to remember it. Another verb form thing.
Yeah.
After didn't. Susan's I didn't went.
Classic mistake. Once you use didn't, the past tense is already covered.
So the next verb goes back to its basic form.
Yep. Base form, infinitive without to. So I didn't go, not didn't went.
Right. The did does the past tense work.
You got it.
Okay, quick one.
Yeah.
Pronunciation and spelling. The desert versus dessert trap.
The single es versus the double es. One's sand, one's cake.
Exactly. easy to mix up if you're not careful with spelling or listening closely.
That extra "es" makes all the difference. Stress pattern, too. Desert versus dessert.
Good point. Okay, word order. Helen's example. I every morning run. Sounds a bit clunky.
It does. You understand it, but it's not how we'd usually say it. Time expressions like every morning.
They usually go at the beginning or the end.
That's right. Every morning I run, or I run every morning. Putting it smack in the middle often sounds unnatural.
Okay, smoother flow. Now, back to countable and countable, but with plurals. James saying some advices.
Right. Advice is like information or furniture. It's uncountable.
So no plural as. Just some advice.
Exactly. If you need to count it, you use phrases like a piece of advice or two pieces of advice.
Like a loaf of bread, not breads.
Similar idea, yeah. Treating it as a whole, not individual items.
Okay, now say versus tell. Rachel's manager example. He say me to finish.
Yeah, that "say me" sounds wrong. We use "tell" when we mention the person being spoken to.
So he told me to finish the report.
Correct. Tell needs that object told me, told him, told the team. Say is more for just reporting words.
Like she said she was happy.
Right. Or you could say she told me she was happy if you want to emphasize she communicated it directly to you.
Okay, and watch the tense too, right?
Yeah.
She told me that she say the news should be.
Because she said the news. Keep the tenses consistent.
Got it. Now, interested versus interesting. Mark's sentence. I am interesting in this topic.
Common mix-up. Remember, aid endings often describe feelings, and icking endings often describe the thing causing the feeling.
So I feel interested. The topic is interesting.
Exactly. So Mark should say, I am interested in this topic.
Because he's describing his own feeling.
Precisely.
Okay. And taking photos, Laura's I made a photo, sounds a bit odd.
It does. While we make lots of things, cakes, mistakes, decisions with photos, the standard verb is take.
So I took a photo.
Yep, take a photo, take a picture. It's just the common collocation.
Like do homework, not make homework.
Exactly. Some pairings are just fixed.
Okay, and just to hammer it home, present perfect with specific past time, Michael's, I have been to the store yesterday. Still wrong.
Still wrong. Yesterday means simple past. I went to the store yesterday.
Got it. Repetition helps.
Yeah.
Now, a little versus a few. Again, Jennifer's a few money.
Still wrong. Money uncountable, so it needs.
A little money?
You got it.
Yeah.
Few is for countable things.
Like a few books, a few friends.
Perfect.
Okay, make versus do again with homework. Stevens, I made my homework.
Common slip-up, especially for learners whose native language might use an equivalent of make. But in English, it's I did my homework.
So do for tasks, activities, homework, projects, exercise.
Generally, yeah. And make for things you create or construct. Make a cake, make a plan, make a phone call, make a decision, make a mistake.
So I did a mistake is wrong too.
Yes. That should be I made a mistake.
Make a mistake, do homework. Got it.
It takes practice.
Definitely. What about expressing interest? Sophie's, I have a big interest in. Is that okay?
It's understandable, perfectly grammatical, but it sounds a bit less natural than the standard way.
Which is?
I'm very interested in. Using the adjective form is just more common, more idiomatic.
Okay, I'm very interested. Sounds smoother.
It generally does, yeah.
Let's revisit much many in questions. Sarah again. How many water?
Still uncountable, so it has to be.
How much water?
Right, you are.
Okay, another pair that sounds similar. Then, John's error. I'll go to the store, then I'll visit.
Mixing up time sequence and comparison.
So then THEN is for time sequence. First this, then that.
Correct. Then THAN is for comparisons. Taller than, smaller than.
So John needs, I'll go to the store, then THEN, I'll visit.
Exactly. And Gary's, she's taller than me needs to be. She's taller than THAN, me.
Easy to mistype, easy to misspeak. Pay attention to that vowel sound.
Definitely.
Okay. Between versus among. Jack's sentence. Between my 5 friends.
The rule of thumb here is between is usually for 2 things or people.
Just 2.
Typically, yes. For 3 or more, we generally use among.
So Jack should say among my 5 friends.
Correct. A disagreement among the 3 of us, not between the 3 of us.
Okay, between for 2, among for 3 or more.
That's the general guideline.
What about have got versus have, especially with time? Amy's, I have got a car for 3 years.
Right. Have got is often used for possession now. I've got a car. It sounds a bit odd when combined directly with a duration, like for 3 years.
So how should Amy say it?
I have had a car for 3 years. using the present perfect of have.
Ah, I have had. Okay.
Or I've owned this car for 3 years.
Got it. Now, the word actually, Tom uses it a lot, maybe as a filler.
Yeah, actually can be overused. Its main job is often to introduce surprising or contrasting information.
Like, I thought it would rain, but actually the sun came out.
Exactly. Or correcting a misconception, using it just as a pause filler, like, it can sound a bit weak sometimes.
Okay, use it with purpose. Good tip. What about some versus any? Brian's I don't have some milk.
Classic negative sentence mistake. In negative statements and most questions, we tend to use any.
So I don't have any milk.
Correct. Do you have any milk?
And some is more for positive statements. I have some milk.
Yes, or for offers and requests, even if they're questions, like, would you like some tea? You're offering something specific.
Okay. So negatives questions, usually any. Positives offers, usually some.
Generally, yes.
Right? Articles. A versus an. Matt's a honest person.
The rule isn't about the letter, it's about the sound.
Right. Honest starts with a vowel sound, even though the letter's H.
Exactly. The H is silent, so it needs and. An honest person. It's like an hour.
Got it.
Sound, not spelling. Now, the dreaded who versus whom, Jex. Who I gave the book to. Is that okay?
Informally, in everyday speech, yeah. Most people say that. It's very common.
But technically, if the person is the object of the verb or preposition, gave the book to him, her, it should be whom I gave the book to. Or, more formally, to whom I gave the book.
So whom is the object pronoun?
Yes. Who is the subject? Who gave the book? But honestly, whom is becoming much less common in spoken English. Using who as the object is widely accepted informally.
Okay, so maybe don't stress too much unless it's formal writing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Good to know. What about I am agree?
Oh, simple fix. Agree is a verb. You don't need am or is or are with it.
So just I agree.
Exactly. I agree. He agrees. We agree. No be verb needed.
Easy one to fix. Now, few versus a few. Jack again. I have few friends. Does that mean something different from I have a few friends?
It does. It's subtle but important. Few on its own has a negative feeling. It means not many. Maybe fewer than you'd like or expect.
So I have few friends. Sounds a bit sad or lonely.
It can, yeah. Whereas a few is more positive or neutral. It just means a small number, some.
So I have a few friends just means you have some friends, a small group.
Exactly. Same with Liam's. I have few things to do, meaning almost nothing, negative, versus I have a few things to do, meaning some tasks, positive, neutral.
And Alex's question, do you have few money? That's just wrong, right? Because money is uncountable.
Right, you wouldn't use few with money anyway. You'd ask, do you have much money? Or do you have a little money? Or more naturally, do you have a few dollars? If you mean countable currency.
Okay. So few, not many, negative. A few, some, neutral, positive, and only for countable nouns.
You nailed it.
Okay. Past ability. Can versus could. Marks, when I was younger, I can swim.
Yeah, for past ability, we need could.
So when I was younger, I could swim.
Correct. Can is for present ability.
Yeah.
I can swim now.
Got it. There is versus there are. David's, there is many people.
Another agreement issue. Many people is plural.
So in these are. There are many people.
Exactly. There is for singular. There is a person. There are for plural. Simple, but easy to slip up on. Okay, skills again. Emily's I am better in English. Sounds slightly off.
It does slightly. We usually say you're better at a skill.
So I am better at English, like good at English.
Exactly. Good at, bad at, better at, terrible at. At is the preposition for skills and subjects.
Okay, at for skills. Now, so versus such. How do they work? People say things like such a good time.
Right. The basic pattern is often such plus a VN plus adjective plus noun. Such a good time. Such an interesting book.
Okay, and so.
So usually goes directly with an adjective or adverb. So good. So interesting. So quickly.
So you wouldn't say so a good time?
No, that's incorrect. It's such a good time, or the time was so good.
Got it. Such plus noun phrase, so plus adjective adverb.
That's a good summary.
Now, bring versus take. This confuses me sometimes, too.
It confuses a lot of people. It's all about direction relative to the speaker or the destination.
Okay.
You take things away from where you are now or towards a place you're not currently at. Take this book to my friend's house. Right, moving away.
And you bring things towards where you are or towards where the conversation is centered. Please bring the book here. Bring snacks to the party if the speaker will also be at the party.
Okay, so Tom's, I will bring the book to the park is wrong if he's, say, at home and going to the park.
Yes. If he's moving away from his current location towards the park, he should say, I will take the book to the park.
But if I'm already at the park, I could ask him, can you bring the book to the park?
Exactly, because then he's bringing it towards your location, the park.
Take away, bring towards. Okay, so Alan's, I'll bring my umbrella to the office is only correct if he's speaking from the office.
Or if the person he's talking to is at the office, perhaps. But if he's at home leaving for the office, he should say, I'll take my umbrella to the office.
And past tense, I bring the cake yesterday.
No, past tense of bring is brought. I brought the cake yesterday. Past tense of take is took. I took the cake.
Cake, took, bring, brought. Got it. Direction is key. Okay, quick recap on say, tell, past tense. She told me that she say, should be.
That she said. Keep those tenses aligned.
And borrow, lend again. Sarah's, can you borrow me some money?
Still wrong. Lend, indicative. Can you lend me some money?
Right. And less versus fewer. Tom's, there are less people.
Back to countable and countable. People are countable.
So you need fewer. There are fewer people.
Correct. Less is for uncountable things. Less water, less time, less money.
Fewer people, less water.
Got it. Although you'll hear less people used informally quite a bit, especially in supermarket signs like 10 items or less. But grammatically, fewer is preferred for countable nouns.
Good distinction. And prepositions. Mark's in the weekend.
Should be on the weekend.
James is at London.
Cities and countries usually taken. In London.
Okay. Watch versus look. Olivia's, I watch out of the window.
Watch usually implies looking at something for a period of time, often something that's moving or changing, like watching TV or watching a game. For just a quick or casual glance, look is better. I look out of the window.
Makes sense. Since, again, Lisa's, I've lived here since 3 years.
3 years is a duration.
So it needs 4. I've lived here for 3 years.
Exactly. Or since specific year.
Borrow, lend, past tense. Paul's, I borrowed him my book.
Wrong direction. He gave the book, so.
I lent him my book.
Perfect.
What about too versus very? Anna's, this cake is too delicious. Can you say that?
You can, but too often implies an excess, sometimes with a negative consequence. Too hot to drink, too heavy to lift.
So too delicious might sound weird, like it's so good it's a problem.
It can sound a bit strange, yeah. If you just mean it's really good, very is safer and more positive. This cake is very delicious.
Okay, very, for a strong positive too, often implies excess or a problem.
Good way to think about it.
Every day versus every day. Ben's, I go to the gym every day. 1 word or 2.
Common spelling mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, 1 word, is an adjective, meaning common or ordinary, like everyday problems. When you mean each day, you need 2 words. Every day.
So Ben should write, I go to the gym every day. 2 words.
Correct.
I have versus I've got. Richard's, I have got 3 sisters. Is that okay?
Yes. Have got is very common, especially in British English, for possession. It's maybe slightly more informal than just I have 3 sisters.
So both are okay, just slightly different feel. I've got is more casual.
Generally, yeah. I have might be slightly more formal or common in American English. Both are correct.
Future plans.
Yeah.
Will versus going to. David's, I will going to the park.
Ooh, that's mixing them up. You use one or the other.
Right.
For plans already made, going to is usually better. I am going to the park.
Okay. Will is more for spontaneous decisions or predictions.
Often, yes. I think it will rain. Or I'll have the fish making a decision now.
So I'm going to the park. Got it.
Or I'm going to go to the park, if you prefer.
And whoa, again, quickly. Sam's, who did you give the book to? Is that okay? Casually?
Yes, absolutely fine in casual speech, as we said. Technically whom, but who is very common here.
Okay. Advice versus advice. Mark's, I advice to go.
Yeah.
Spelling mistake.
Yes, and usage. Advice with a C is the noun, the suggestion. Good advice. Advice with an S is the verb, the action of giving the suggestion. I advise you to go. Pronunciation is different too. Advisi, noun. Advisi, verb.
So Mark needs the verb, spelled with an S. I advise you to go.
Correct.
Okay, bring, take, revisited. Alan's, I'll bring my umbrella to the office. Still wrong if he's leaving home.
Still wrong if he's leaving home. He's taking it to the office. Bring is towards.
Between, among, revisited. He's between the 3 of us.
Your means.
Among the 3 of us.
You got it.
Borrow versus borrow from. Tim's, can I borrow this book from you? Is that okay?
Perfectly okay. Grammatically correct.
But maybe a bit long.
Yeah, you could just say, can I borrow this book? The from you is usually obvious from context. More concise.
Okay. Leave versus let. Rachel's, I let my keys at home.
Ugh, wrong verb. Let usually means allow or permit. Let me go.
So if you forget something somewhere.
You leave it. Past tense. Left. I left my keys at home.
Left my keys. Okay. Few, meaning revisited. James is, I have few books. Negative.
Yes. Few implies not many, often with a negative tone.
And I have a few books.
More positive or neutral. Just means some, a small number.
Okay. And bring, take, past tense again. Jax, I took the book. I bring the book. Should be.
If it's past tense, bring becomes brought. I brought the book.
Okay. Speak versus talk. Williams, can you talk English?
We usually use speak for languages.
So can you speak English?
Correct. Speak is often for languages or more formal situations. Seek at a conference. Talk is more for general conversation. Talk about the weather. Talk to a friend.
Okay. Speak languages, talk conversation. Good rule. Want versus wish. George's, I wish to go.
Wish is often used for things that are unlikely or impossible. I wish I could fly. Or, more formally, but want is much more common for general desires.
So for just wanting to go somewhere, I want to go is better.
Much more natural and common, yes.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Okay. Have versus have got again. Olivia's, I have got a meeting. Informal British.
Yes, very common informal British English. I've got a meeting. American English might prefer I have a meeting. Both. Correct.
Okay. Advice, spelling again. John's teacher advised me, but spelled with a C.
Needs the S for the verb, advised.
Right. Verb S, noun C.
Got it.
Make a mistake one last time. Mike's,
Yeah.
I will do a mistake.
Nope. We make mistakes. I will make a mistake. Or hopefully not.
Hopefully not. During versus while. Henry's, I was there.
During needs to be followed by a noun phrase, during the meeting, during summer.
Ah,
If you have a clause with a subject and verb, I was there, you need while I was there.
during plus noun, while plus clause.
Okay.
Good distinction. Since for, yet again, Jessica's, since 5 years.
Duration.
For 5 years.
Correct.
Prepositions after verbs. Karen's, interested on learning.
Should be interested in learning.
Got it. Everyone versus everybody. Daniel's, everybody loves pizza. Is that different from everyone?
Not really in meaning. They're interchangeable. Everybody might feel slightly more casual. Everyone maybe a touch more formal, but it's a very subtle difference. Both are fine.
Okay, so everybody loves pizza is fine.
Perfectly fine.
Final round on borrow end. Peter's, can you borrow me?
Still wrong. Needs to be, can you lend me?
Less, fewer, final check. Sarah's, less friends.
Friends are countable. Needs fewer friends.
Since 4, final check. Henry's, since 5 years versus since 2019.
Since 5 years is wrong. Duration needs 4. Since 2019 is correct. Specific start point.
Everyone, everybody again. Thomas's, everybody in the office.
Fine, maybe slightly casual. Everyone is also fine. Maybe slightly more formal.
Borrow lend. Anna's, borrow me your pen.
Yeah, lend me your pen.
Since 4, present perfect. Linda's, since 3 years.
Duration for 3 years or since 2021.
Make a mistake. Jacob's, I do a mistake.
Make a mistake. I made a mistake.
Bring take. David's, can you bring the book to me tomorrow? Is that okay?
Yes, if David is bringing it towards the speaker, to me, that works.
Articles A versus the. Thomas's, I went to a doctor versus the doctor.
Depends. A doctor means any doctor, non-specific. The doctor usually means my doctor or a specific doctor we both know.
Context matters.
Okay.
Speak talk.
Speak language is formal. Talk conversation informal.
Want wish.
Want for realistic desires. Wish for unlikely impossible ones.
Good versus well.
Yeah.
Thanks. I play tennis very good.
Good is an adjective. Describes nouns. Well is the adverb. Describes verbs.
So how does he play? He plays well.
Exactly. I play tennis very well.
Good adjective. Well, adverb. Usually.
You got it.
Too very. Again. Sarah's, the movie was too good. Negative hint.
Can sound like it, yes. Very good. It's clearly positive.
Much many. Laura's, I don't have much friends.
Countable. Many friends.
James' mistake. James's, I did a mistake.
Made a mistake.
Since 4. Robert's, since 2 hours.
Duration. For 2 hours.
Much many. Emma's, I don't have much books.
Countable. Many books.
Everybody, Peter's, everybody knows. Fine.
So fine.
Borrow lend. Ben's, borrow me your book.
And lend me your book.
Make a mistake. Jax, I did a big mistake.
Made a big mistake.
Fewerless. Sarah's, less people.
Countable. Fewer people.
Tall versus high. Emma's, that building is so high. Okay.
It's okay, but tall is usually more common for buildings and people. High is more for mountains or things positioned far above the ground, a high shelf.
So tall building is maybe more typical.
Montana, yes.
Since Siller. Laura's, since 2 years.
Duration for 2 years or since year.
Lie versus lay.
Yeah.
George's, I lay on the couch yesterday.
This one is tricky. Lie, meaning recline, has the past tense lay. Today I lie down, yesterday I lay down.
Okay.
Lay, meaning put something down, has the past tense laid. Today I lay the book down, yesterday I laid the book down.
Whoa. Okay. So George reclining on the couch yesterday. He lay on the couch.
Correct. I lay on the couch. Past tense of lie. It's confusing because lay is also the present tense of the other verb.
Okay, that's one to study. Final borrow lend. Alex's borrow me your pen.
Still lend me your pen.
And final much many. John's, I don't have much friends.
Still many friends.
Wow, okay, we've covered a lot of ground there. Lots of small things that make a big difference.
They really do. And noticing them, being aware, like we said, that's the first step. It's not about perfection. It's about clarity and sounding more, well, natural.
Definitely. And remember, making mistakes is totally part of learning. The key is to learn from them. Keep listening carefully to native speakers. Keep practicing.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to try, even if you stumble over a borrow or a since.
So, as we wrap up, maybe think about which of these little errors you might be making sometimes. Focusing on just 1 or 2 of them could really elevate your English.
Yeah, it's a great point, and it makes you wonder what other seemingly tiny details in language actually have a huge impact on how clear and confident we sound. Something to think about.